The House Select Subcommittee investigating the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic wrote a letter to the National Institute of Health Tuesday, suggesting high-ranking officials with the NIH and National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases conspired to conceal records and avoid public transparency regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. The accusations come while Congress is investigating the origins of COVID-19 and the lab leak theory, which alleges that scientists at the Wuhan lab were using NIH funds to experiment with gain-of-function research on coronaviruses, making the virus strain stronger. Dr. David Morens was a senior advisor to Dr. Anthony Fauci and also served as the NIAID director from 1984 until his retirement in 2022. In June of 2023, Dr. Morens was placed on administrative leave after his emails reportedly revealed he attempted to circumvent the Freedom of Information Act by encouraging people to write to his personal Gmail account in case his government account was FOIA'd. A Freedom of Information request, also known as a FOIA, is a law that discloses government documentation upon request. In September 2021, Dr. Morens wrote an email saying, "As you know, I try to always communicate on Gmail because my NIH email is FOIA'd constantly." Dr. Morens testified in front of the subcommittee last week.
I've already apologized for making snarky and profane comments, but I made them thinking that they were made on my private email in a manner that was just between a small group of friends and would never end up where it's ended up. It's embarrassing to me. I shouldn't have done it, but I accept that I did it. I don't know what to say except I'm sorry.
The subcommittee recently subpoenaed Morens' personal Gmail account and received 30,000 additional emails. In one of his Gmail emails from February 2021, he wrote, "I learned from our FOIA lady here how to make emails disappear after I am FOIA'd, but before the search starts, so I think we are all safe. Plus, I deleted most of those earlier emails after sending them to Gmail." In another exchange, Morens said, "Both my Gmail and phone calls are now safe. Text is not, as it can be FOIA'd, as can my government email." And another, "Incidentally, Tony Fauci and I and a few other people here all got a huge FOIA yesterday seeking any and all documents, emails, etc. that mention the words Wuhan Institute or WIV. It appears that this comes from folks tied to politics who want specifically to know about anything NIH has to do with WIV or any scientists working with WIV. The original request was, I think, far broader, but we negotiated it down to just those two terms. Your names will not show up in this FOIA, at least not for my info." In its letter to the NIH, the subcommittee also accused NIAID employees of intentionally misspelling words to avoid FOIA searches. For example, Dr. Fauci's former chief of staff, Greg Folkers, wrote an email from his government account in June 2021, writing about virologist Christian Andersen. The subject line read, "Andersen, using a $sign in his name, allegedly so it wouldn't appear in email searches if his account was FOIA'd." The subcommittee said if these emails are true, this is an apparent attack on public trust and must be met with swift enforcement and consequences for those involved. At this time, it's unknown if Dr. Anthony Fauci was aware of or complicit in exchanging sensitive government information through back channels.
On October 25th, 2021, another scientist wrote, quote, "David is concerned about the privacy of text and other messages from his cell phone to you and me because he has been using a government phone. This came from Tony," end quote. Sir, did you ever have any conversations with Dr. Fauci regarding using personal phone or email to communicate with Dr. Daszak?
I don't remember it. It's possible. I probably wouldn't have remembered it, and I don't remember it. He and I usually never talked about that kind of stuff. It would be very unusual if it happened.
Dr. Fauci is set to testify publicly for the first time since his retirement in front of the Select Subcommittee on June 3rd. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Taylor. If you want more stories just like this one, download the Straight Arrow News app or visit our website, san.com.